Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Record of the Week. I'm Nathaniel Bloomberg, member of the Recording Academy. I appreciate you joining us this week. We're going to talk about an artist that we haven't talked about before named Hank Williams. Little information on Hank Williams. Want to kind of paint a picture on him for you. He was born September 17th of 1923, and he passed away of January 1st of 1953. He was an American singer, songwriter, and musician. He was regarded as one of the most significant and influential singers and songwriters of the 20th century. Williams recorded 35 singles that were placed in the top 10 of the Billboard Country and Western Bestsellers chart, including 11 that ranked number 1. Born in Mount Olive, Butler County, Alabama, Williams moved to Georgiana where he met Rufus Payne, who was a Blackstreet performer who gave him guitar lessons in exchange for meals or money. Payne had a major influence on Williams' later musical style, along with Roy Acuff and Ernest Tubb. During this time, Williams informally changed his name to Hank, believing it would be a better name for country music. He moved to Montgomery, and his music career began there in 1937, when WSFA radio station producers hired him to perform and host a 15-minute program. He formed as backup the Drifting Cowboys Band, which was managed by his mother, and dropped out of school to devote his time to his career. When several of his band members were conscripted into military service during World War II, Williams had trouble with their replacements and was dismissed by WSFA radio due to his alcoholism. Williams eventually married Audrey Shepard, who managed the singer for nearly a decade. After recording Never Again and Honky Tonkin' with Sterling Records, he signed a contract with MGM Records. In 1948, he released Move It On Over, which became a hit, and also joined the Louisiana Hayride radio program. 1 year later, he released a cover of Lovesick Blues, which carried him into the mainstream of music. After an initial rejection, Williams joined the Grand Ole Opry. He was unable to read or notate music to any significant degree. Among the hits he wrote were Your Cheating Heart, Hey Good Lookin', and I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, to name a few. Well, we'll take a little break from the history here, and we'll recap on the last part of it after the selection. But the musical selection we'll be hearing today is entitled "Everything's Okay," and it was written by Williams himself. So we'll take a listen to this here. "Everything's Okay" off of the Moving On, Luke the Drifter album here.
And the bride's just waiting for June. Sunflowers waiting for the sunshine. Violence just waiting for you. Bees just waiting
It's
for
almost
honey.
done.
And honey, I'm just waiting for you.
Okay, so now it's on Everything's Okay. There we go. There we go.
I went to the country just the other day to see my Uncle Bill sort of pass the time away. I asked him how he'd been since last he passed his way, and he rubbed his chin, and here's what he had to say. My wife's been sick, the young'uns too, and I'm darn near down with the flu. The cow's gone dry and them hens won't lay, but we're still a-living, so everything's okay. The hogs took the collar and they've all done died. The bees got mad and they left the hive. The weevils got the corn and the rain rotted the hay, but we're still a-living, so everything's okay. The porch rotted down, that's more expense. The darned old mule, he tore down the fence. The mortgage is due and I can't pay, but we're still a-living, so everything's okay. The cow broke in the field and eat up the beans. The darn rabbits, they got the turnip greens. And my ma-in-law just moved in to stay, but we're still a-living, so everything's okay. My land's so poor, so hard and yeller, you have to set on a sack of fertilizer to raise an umbrella. And it rains out here nearly every day, but we're still a living, so everything's okay. The well's gone dry and I have to tote the water up from the spring about 1.25 miles. My helper, he quit for the lack of pay, but we're still a living, so everything's okay. The house, it leaks, it needs a new top. When it rains, it wets everything we got. The chimney fell down just yesterday, but we're still a living, so everything's okay. The cornmeal's gone and the meat's run out. Got nothing to kill to put in the smokehouse. The preacher's coming Sunday to spend the day, but we're still a living, so everything's okay. The canned stuff's spoiled, else the jars got broke, and all we got left is one old billy goat. We're gonna have a new baby about the 1st of May, but we're still a living, so everything's okay. My crop, it rotted in the ground. I asked for another loan, but the banker turned me down. But we're still a living and we're praying for a better day, so after all, everything's in pretty good shape.
All right, so that was a musical selection. Everything's okay. This kind of makes you be thankful for things in life and the blessings that we all have, and just like you were saying, everything's okay. You just kept naming different hardships that happened through life, but the same saying, after each hardship that came after was everything's okay, and so, but to kind of recap, Hank Williams' life though was cut short. He was 29 years old when he passed away, and he dealt with several years of back pain, alcoholism, and prescription drug abuse, which over time severely deteriorated Williams' health. He divorced his wife Audrey and was dismissed by the Grand Ole Opry, which cited unreliability and frequent drunkenness. Williams died in the early morning hours of New Year's Day in 1953 at the age of 29 from heart failure, exacerbated by pills and alcohol. Despite his short life, Williams had a major influence on 20th century popular music, and especially country music. The songs he wrote and recorded have been covered by numerous artists and have been hits in various genres including pop, gospel, and blues. He has been inducted into multiple halls of fame of music. But so that's some information on Hank Williams. And to find out more info on him, check out his website, just www.hankwilliams.com. Recently, there was a notebook that was found of a lot of his works, like poetic works, that were supposedly to be songs recorded by him, but he didn't live long enough to get those songs recorded. So there's a CD release called The Lost Notebook, and it was different artists such as Vince Gill, Bob Dylan, Merle Haggard, Sheryl Crow, and Norah Jones, just to name a few of known artists that took a lot of Hank Williams' songs out of this notebook, 12 of them, and basically revived these pieces of work into musical masterpieces, if you will. And it's on this CD called The Lost Notebook. So you can find information on that at the Hank Williams website, just www.hankwilliams.com. Well, thanks so much for joining us this week, everybody. And as always, let's all do our part to keep the love of music and the arts alive in our society and throughout the world. So thanks so much, and God bless. Until next time, bye-bye.